What if I told you that making the minimum payment on your credit card is like running on a treadmill? You're moving, but you're not getting anywhere. It's a trap designed to keep you in debt for decades while banks rake in the profits. But today, I'll show you how to jump off that treadmill for good. Let's break it down. Welcome to Cash Catalyst, where we break down the financial traps holding you back and give you the tools to take control of your money. Today, we're diving into one of the biggest money traps out there: minimum payments. If you've ever wondered why your credit card balance never seems to go down, even though you're paying every month, you're in the right place. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how minimum payments are calculated, why they're designed to keep you in debt, and most importantly, how to beat the system. So if you're serious about getting out of debt and taking control of your finances, smash that like button and hit subscribe for more game-changing money tips. Let's break down how minimum payments actually work, step by step, so you can see why they're such a trap. When you use a credit card, your monthly bill shows the total amount you owe, but it also shows something called the minimum payment. This is the smallest amount the credit card company will accept to keep your account in good standing. Usually it's around 1% to 3% of your balance, plus any interest or fees. Let's say you have a balance of $5,000 and your interest rate, known as the APR, is 18%. Your minimum payment might be around $100 this month. That sounds manageable, right? Here's the problem. Out of that $100, a big portion, around $75 in this case, goes to paying just the interest. That means only $25 is actually reducing your $5,000 balance. Now imagine this cycle repeating month after month. As you continue making just the minimum payment, most of your money goes toward the interest, not the debt itself. It's like trying to dig a hole with a spoon while someone keeps pouring dirt back in. You're working, but you're not making real progress. But wait, it gets worse. If you don't pay off your full balance, the remaining debt rolls over into the next month, and guess what? The credit card company charges you interest on that interest. So now, you're not just paying for what you bought. You're paying extra just because you didn't pay it off fast enough. This is exactly how credit card companies make billions. They rely on you making only the minimum payment because it stretches out your debt for years, allowing them to collect way more in interest than the original amount you borrowed. For example, if you keep paying just the minimum on a $5,000 balance at 18% interest, it could take you over 20 years to pay it off completely. And during that time, you'll pay the credit card company more than $8,000 in interest alone. Yes, you heard that right. $8,000 in extra money for a $5,000 balance. The bottom line? Minimum payments are designed to keep you in debt for as long as possible while maximizing profits for the banks. It's not about helping you manage your debt, it's about keeping you stuck. And that's why understanding how they work is the first step to escaping this trap. Now that we know how minimum payments work, let's talk about the long-term cost. Spoiler alert, it's way more than you might think. Let's go back to our example of $5,000 in credit card debt with an 18% interest rate. If you only make the minimum payment each month, let's say it's $100, it could take you over 20 years to pay off that balance completely. And during those 2 decades, you'd pay more than $8,000 in interest alone. That means you're spending $13,000 total for $5,000 worth of purchases. Crazy, right? But here's the thing. It's not just the financial cost. Think about what you're losing out on. That extra $8,000 could have been invested, used to start a business, or even saved for something meaningful like a family vacation or a down payment on a home. Instead, it's going straight into the bank's pockets. Now, imagine if you're carrying more than one credit card balance. Maybe you've got a $2,000 balance on one card, $3,000 on another, and $1,000 on a third. If you're only making the minimum payments on all of them, the total interest you'll pay and the time it takes to get out of debt multiply even faster. Here's a way to put it into perspective. Paying the minimum is like trying to fill up a bucket that has a hole in the bottom. You keep pouring water in, but it's leaking out faster than you can fill it. You're putting in effort, but you're never really solving the problem. And the banks? They love this. Why? because they're making money off you every single month for years. They want you to stay stuck in this cycle because it's incredibly profitable for them. The longer you're in debt, the more they make. But here's the good news. You don't have to play by their rules. In the next section, I'm going to show you exactly how to break free from the minimum payment trap so you can start making real progress on your debt. Stay with me, because this could change everything. Let's talk about why minimum payments are more than just a financial inconvenience. They're an actual trap. And it's not an accident. It's by design. When credit card companies calculate your minimum payment, they're not thinking about helping you pay off your debt quickly. Their goal is to keep your payments low enough to make you feel comfortable, but high enough to ensure they profit massively over time. Think about it. If your minimum payment feels manageable, you're less likely to pay extra, right? That's exactly what the banks are counting on. They've set the system up so you stay in debt for as long as possible. The longer you're in debt, the more interest they earn. It's like being stuck on a hamster wheel. You keep running, but you're not going anywhere. Another reason it's a trap is psychological. Seeing a low payment amount can trick you into thinking your debt is under control. You think, oh, I can handle $100 a month, while ignoring the fact that your balance barely budges. This false sense of security keeps people from taking the aggressive steps needed to pay off their debt. And here's the kicker. If you ever fall behind, they'll hit you with penalties, late fees, and even higher interest rates. Suddenly, that manageable payment doesn't feel so manageable anymore. The system is designed to keep you paying as much as possible for as long as possible. Let's put it this way. Minimum payments aren't just a convenience. They're the financial equivalent of quicksand. The more you rely on them, the harder it is to climb out. But here's the thing. Now that you know the game, you don't have to play by their rules. In the next section, I'm going to show you how to take control, pay off your debt faster, and finally get ahead. Don't go anywhere. It's time to fight back. All right, now that we know how minimum payments are a trap, let's talk about how you can escape it and start paying off your debt faster. The good news is, with the right strategy, you can break free from this cycle and take control of your financial future. First things first, stop making only the minimum payment. I know it sounds simple, but this is the most important step. The minimum payment is designed to keep you paying for decades, so paying more than that is the only way to get ahead. Aim to pay at least 20% to 30% more than the minimum payment whenever you can. Even a small increase can make a huge difference over time, as it reduces the principal faster and decreases the amount of interest you pay. Next, if you have multiple credit cards, focus on paying off the one with the highest interest rate first. This is called the avalanche method. Once that card is paid off, move on to the next one. Not only will this save you money in the long run, but it'll also give you a sense of accomplishment with each debt you knock out. But if the avalanche method feels overwhelming, try the snowball method instead. This method focuses on paying off the smallest balance first, no matter the interest rate. It's all about building momentum and feeling like you're making real progress. The key is finding a strategy that works for you, so don't be afraid to experiment and see what keeps you motivated. One powerful tip that often gets overlooked is to stop adding new debt to your credit cards. I know it's tempting, but putting new purchases on the same cards you're trying to pay off will only delay your progress. Focus on staying within your budget and using cash or a debit card if you need to make a purchase. Finally, consider consolidating your debt. If you have multiple high-interest cards, you might want to look into transferring balances to a card with 0% APR for an introductory period. This can give you some breathing room to pay down the debt without the interest piling up. Just be sure to read the fine print and know when the interest rate will increase so you're not caught off guard. The truth is, paying off credit card debt is a marathon, not a sprint. But by committing to a plan, paying more than the minimum, and sticking to a strategy, you can make real progress. The key is consistency. The more you pay down, the less interest you'll owe, and the closer you'll get to being debt-free. All right, let's wrap this up. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, it's this. You don't have to stay stuck in the minimum payment trap. The system is designed to keep you in debt. But with the strategies we've talked about today, paying more than the minimum, choosing the right payoff method, and avoiding new debt, you can take control of your finances and break free. It won't happen overnight, but every extra dollar you put toward your debt brings you closer to financial freedom. And let me tell you, that feeling of being debt-free, it's worth every bit of effort. Now, I want to hear from you. What's your biggest challenge when it comes to paying off debt? Drop a comment below and let's start a conversation. I'm here to help, and so is this amazing community we're building together. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button. It helps the channel reach more people who need this information. And don't forget to subscribe to Cash Catalyst for more tips on managing money, building wealth, and taking control of your financial future. Make sure to turn on the notification bell so you never miss a video. Remember, your financial journey is yours to own. Take care and keep moving forward.